welcome to the On to the Next podcast. I'm your host, Alyssa, and I am so happy you are here. If you are watching this on YouTube, you already see I have a little guest with me today, whose name is also Alyssa, so don't get too confused. Hi, Alyssa.
Hello, Alyssa.
We had to get used to calling each other Alyssa.
Yes.
We just had like a Spider-Man moment where we're like staring at each other. We're like, Alyssa. I'm like, no, Alyssa.
Literally.
And it was just like a moment because it's confusing at first.
Yes.
But we're here, the Alyssa episode.
Yes, the Alyssa episode. I'm so excited.
Welcome. Thank you for being here.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm
excited.
excited.
Alyssa, let's just get right into it and talk about who you are, how we met. Let's do who you are first, like the overalls.
Yeah, well, I guess my name is Alyssa. My name is Alyssa Taylor. I'm an actor. I am signed with Dream Team Talent.
Yes.
Shout out to Dream Team. We love Vilma. She's amazing. I am here from Boulder, Colorado. I've been in Chicago for about 10 years now, and it's become my home, so I really love it here. And I grew up in Boulder. I also grew up in Miami. I've always loved the arts and loved singing and acting and all of that. So that's always been a part of me, and I did go to Columbia College and graduated there with a bachelor's in acting in 2020. So now I'm just out here living. So that's like me, I guess.
Thank you. That was so like clear cut. She told me she was practicing before, and that was like giving a practice. Or did you practice that?
No, that like a little bit, but honestly I was just like what am I saying? Who am I? I practiced it, but I'm like, where did it go?
No, that was like every question I wanted the people to know was like answered. So thank you.
Okay,
that was
cool.
Great. Alyssa is like the OGest of OGs in terms of podcast bestie fan of mine.
Oh yeah.
You. First of all, after every episode, I get 100. Not even kidding. I will show you screenshots. Maybe 50 to 100 voice memos from Alyssa of her watching the episode in real time and her giving me her in real time POV. And I'm like, she needs to be on because we just talk for hours. We text like daily.
Yeah,
it's so pure. We met. We kind of met a long time ago. Yeah. Oddly enough.
Yeah.
Wait. Okay.
I was like, we have to start.
Give that POV from when we met originally.
Yes. So it's crazy because we both I crossed paths with both you and your mom at separate times, like years ago.
Yes.
Which like gives me chills still, like to this day.
Yeah.
I took a class. So first I don't know if I met you or your mom first, thinking back to it. But I'll start with when I met you.
Yeah.
We did background work on Shameless.
Yes.
Season 9.
That was 2017?
Yeah, I think it was 2017.
Yeah.
And we had met on the set. It was a scene with Ian outside. And we were just like people following him, like wanted to know like what it was about and stuff. Yeah. And so we had worked on that set that day, but I don't think we ever connected, or else we would have like really connected.
Yeah,
I don't think we like talked or anything. Yeah. But I remember seeing you. I remember like your face and everything.
So interesting.
Yeah, like I just like remembered you so distinctly.
I also remember after you said it, I was like, no, I do remember her. Like I picture like the outfit because we had her dress like the Shameless era. You know what I mean? So, like, it wasn't fully who we are as people, but it was cool. Yeah. To get in that character.
Yeah, it was so cool. And I actually found it recently, and I was able to take a picture, and, like, we're in the same shot. Like, you could see little Alyssas.
Yeah, no, literally.
Together. It's so cute and pure. But, so we met there on Shameless years ago, and we had, like, an audition or something, so I brought it up. I was like, hey, like, we were on Shameless together. Where are we? Because I totally know you. So we had met there, and then with your mom, I took an acting class, and it was here at the agency, but when you guys had the old location. Yeah. And so I went to his class with my friend Brittany, and I met your mom, and she's like, oh, my daughter's name is Alyssa. Like, she spells it the same. Yeah. So and I saw your picture there, and I remember I was like, oh, she looks so familiar. I was like, I think I've worked with her before. And so, like, I just met, and then I finished school at Columbia. And then the last 3 years I've like been working and stuff. And then this year I applied to Dream Team in April. And then I was signed right away. And I'm so thankful. Like Vilma's the best agent ever. Like so supportive, like such like good energy. Like I'm so grateful to be part of such a amazing community. And I know like all of Chicago sees that too. Like dream team, you know?
Yeah.
So it's just crazy. Yeah, it's just crazy that I crossed paths with both of you guys at separate times years ago, like pretty much within the same year. Mm-hmm. I have like chills right now. Because I just feel like it was really meant to be. You guys are both amazing energy, so it's crazy like the way we both crossed paths, and now this year I connected to both of you guys again. So yeah,
and then when Alyssa and I had connected more recently, it was actually at the strike, one of the strikes in Chicago for actors and writers and all of that, and we were there on the same page, you know, fighting for the rights of actors and writers and all the peeps in that realm. And I think we hit it off right away because we were both just like had so much energy and just were so unhinged. We were right away, you were making me cry of laughter. You were saying out of pocket shit. Literally. We were fucking dilly-dallying like a hot ass mess, but it was so fun and so funny. We were so into it. Yeah, we were like going full out, the videos, the content, great. And then we just had like a fun day, and then we were like, oh my god, we have to hang out more. We're around the same age, like we're both Alyssa. It's just like so fun. We vibe so well. And then when we had gone, I had gone to her apartment, and we went like to the pool at your apartment. It was like our first hangout. It was like our first little moment. And it was so pure because we knew each other, like fully knew each other for like a few weeks. Yeah. And within an hour, we were like telling each other our deepest, darkest secrets. I told you like this like trauma, like I was like, oh my gosh, are we gonna be friends after this? You were literally, and I was letting it, and I don't think you remember saying this to me, but this is like the nicest compliment I can get from someone, is you were like, I feel like, you told me after you were like telling me all your stories and like what you were going through, you were like, I feel like I've known you my whole life, and you also said I feel like I could tell you anything, and you're like a safe space. Yeah. And like you said I was judge free, which like was that I stuck with me because like that's my goal. I don't want anyone to ever feel like I'm judging, or like I'm gonna ever like question what they're doing. Like I just want to hear and like be a person that you can tell things to. Yeah. And so when you said that to me, that was like a big moment. I was like, wait, I think we're actually like genuinely friends already, because I genuinely want the best for you. I know, it was like so pure. And like I wanted the best for you, and like for you to be comfortable to tell me that right away, and just knew I wasn't gonna like talk shit or like yell or like be like a bitchy about that experience that you were telling me about, like was just really like validating. Cause I hoped I had that energy with people, and you like kind of confirmed it in that space. So thank you. You really were like in the situation. I'm not gonna tell the tea about. It's too close to home. That's a whole nother. I'm still figuring that out. That's like a different episode in like years when we're healed. Yeah, we gotta wait till the situation's over. Okay? Yeah, but it was such a traumatic, intense story, and not even some of my closest family and friends know. And like, if you guys are watching this, please don't ask me. It's not personal, but I just am very like private, like how I process things and stuff. And like literally the first time I was hanging out, I was just like, here's this story, like I just want to tell you, and I just felt so comfortable. And so yeah, I just knew we were like connected as friends. I felt comfortable, and the strike I think did it, and that, and we've just been texting now daily, like pretty much. I don't know how it happened. We just naturally started texting, probably because I like blew up her phone with like a million voice memos. Poor girl, I'm like, she's probably like overwhelmed right now. No. But I love your podcast. I'm so grateful and happy to be here. I'm very excited. I was like nervous the first minute. I was like shaking. I was like, no, I hope you're comfy now. We're just having I feel more comfortable now. And lights, yes. You know? No, I feel comfortable now. It's my first podcast experience, so I'm like so excited but nervous, but I feel comfortable because it's with you. Thank you. I'm honored to be your first. I know. We're so crunchy right now. We're like looking each other's eyes. It's so like, personal. Yeah. It's like there's no one but us. You know what I mean? It's all in a little fucking world. So I'm kind of here for it, but it is very intimate in a weird way. Right. After the first episode with the voice memos that you sent me, I literally told her, now you set a bar. I need weekly voice memos. And she sends me videos now. I'll get some things on Instagram DMs and text. I'm getting the full Alyssa experience, the full POV. Literally. I can't overwhelm you in one place. I gotta do it in all the spaces. You share the love. Yeah. And I appreciate it. I look forward to it. I literally am like, okay, 50 text messages from Alyssa. Let me listen to this when I'm at home. Literally. Like before bed, like I can just like watch it. It's like watching a show. Like take 3 to 5 business days. Hearing your POV is so funny and so cute, and like I just love a different POV. Yeah. So I'm glad you're here. Well, I'm grateful that you actually listened to it. Yeah. You care, and I'm not crazy. No, it's so amazing. It's like a fun like friend thing though with the voice memos. Yeah, 100%. I think. I don't think this week I did it though. Or that was yesterday. No, you didn't. No. Oh my god, shady. Sorry. Oh my god,
I'm not a good
friend.
No, you're just like, wait a minute.
No, you sent me text messages.
Yeah, I did. I sent you
like,
detailed text messages because I think I was getting ready and stuff.
Yeah,
and I was like,
okay.
Yeah, you're like, wait, she's not sending me voice memos. Is she okay mentally?
Are you mad at me?
You're like, are you mad? That's funny.
I bet I'm gonna get them about you.
Literally.
Like when you're
no,
out.
Literally.
It's so funny. But going off of that, so my first episode of my podcast, I talk about Do Not Disturb and how my phone is on Do Not Disturb 25/8. I have about 30 to 40 people who are like OGs, like will not be on Do Not Disturb, and they're all family, super close friends, or like people of employment that I have to communicate with for like the business world. I don't want them to be like I'm putting them on DND. But when I met Alyssa, you were on D&D just because everyone is. Like, it's not personal.
I'm not offended.
It's not personal. Yeah. And then you had called out, like, oh, yeah, like, I hope one day I can lose, like, I can, like, have the D&D, like, I can get off the D&D.
Yeah, like, something like that.
Something in that realm. And I'm like, oh, my God, of course. So, like, any girlfriend I make, I'm like, if I remember, I put you off D&D, like, ASAP. Because I don't want them to think, like, I'm ignoring you. I'm, like, excluding you. Do you know what I mean? But like if I, especially with a guy, I like put them on D&D right away, like because everyone is.
So you better know, boy.
And I don't change it. Yeah. And so number one, Alyssa within a week got off D&D.
I was like, this changed our friendship. This moment was like iconic in our friendship.
You really did call it out. Like, I didn't even tell you I was doing. I just did it because like like should we talk? Like why not? And then you were like, oh my god, did I just get normal like text privileges? Like, it's so funny. Then whenever you spam me with like the voice memos, you're like, I don't want to go back on D&D. Like you're like scared. Like no, listen.
I don't want to lose the privilege. No. Do not disturb.
It's literally just like for my mental. But like you, people who are
I respect it.
Are people like I love and I want to hear from. And like if I hear from you, I'm gonna respond. I'm gonna want to see what's going on. So it's like that's what it is. And what's funny is I actually had. This is how you know it gets fucking deep because I had a boy that I was talking to. He was everyone's on a D&D, not personal. I took him off when we were at our peak. Okay, so at our peak he was off D&D because we were texting. I'm seeing him a lot. Like I want to communicate with him. Lots of love. And he had triggered me, and homeboy is back on D&D. He lost his privileges.
Damn, so it does happen.
It does happen.
Okay. You gotta watch out.
Yeah, guys, no one is safe. No,
wow, you should know it's safe. You put this shit back on Do Not Disturb, okay?
Once he triggered me, I'm like, I can't function like this.
Well, it does make a difference though when your phone's on Do Not Disturb, especially if you want to like focus and like be in your own space, because like so many notifications come in. Yeah. Like it's overstimulating, honestly. It is. So I get it. I respect it. Yeah. I was just like, maybe one day. And then when you did it, like I saw it. There wasn't a little moon anymore. Okay. So that's when I called it out. I was like, wait, did you just like take me off Do Not Disturb?
Did I make the cut?
Like, did I make the cut? Like, am I in VIP?
Stop. So. And it was funny because when I had done that, when I put the boy back on D&D.
Put the boy.
I know. So he's an adult. He's at this point. But when I put him back on D&D, he didn't say anything. But he did, like, the other day, like, notify something he texted me. And I'm like, oh, shit, that's so awkward. But, like, at the end of the day, I'll tell him to his face, like, lots of love. But, like, you triggered me. Yeah, and I don't want to be waiting for one of your text messages and not get it. So just put you on D&D, and I'll forget about it. And then if you text me, great. If you don't, great. That's literally what it's for. It's like my mental.
I love that though.
Yeah. And I think I just realized that when that happened a while ago, and I'm like, wait, I'm consciously now putting someone back on. That's not a good sign.
Like, hopefully I stay on.
No. You're like, one day if you get it on it, off it, you're like, wait, fuck.
I'm going to be like, Alyssa, are you okay? Are you mad at me?
Stop.
No. But I think also with our generation, it's become a thing, like, subconsciously, like, there needs to be a certain time limit when you need to respond. I don't know how we did that as like a generation, probably just because we grew up with like technology and we're used to like, fast-paced responding and everything. And I think that we have to be like more aware to like what's going on in people's lives and stuff, like, and not take it personally. Like if someone doesn't reply for like a day, a couple days, like sometimes I don't reply to people for like a couple days, weeks, a month or something, because I just have a lot going on. I work almost every day and I barely have time for myself. And I'm trying to do better about, like, putting myself first. And, like, I need to make sure I take care of myself first, because I'm such a giving person to the people in my life. So I just think as a generation, there's, like, this little pressure of, like, you need to respond at a certain time. But it's, like, you don't, Like, if people in your life will truly understand and respect, like, hey, she'll respond when she has the space to, So I see that as, like, the Do Not Disturb as, like, a... I see that as that. It's like you're respecting, you know, your space and your mind.
Yeah, I truly, it's not vicious. It's truly just like, for me to function, I don't need more distractions.
Yeah, be more present.
Because I'm already on my phone all fucking day, posting content, editing videos, connecting with people, like collabing, whatever.
Yeah.
But it's like, that to me is like different than like waiting for a boy to text me or like shit like that. Like I just don't need to be clouded by both energies. Yeah. Like I'll see it when I see it. I get it to it when I get to it. If I take a few more days, it's not personal. It really is just like I'm exhausted. Yeah. You know. And for someone else also, if it takes 3 days, do your thing. Like I acknowledge, like, oh my god, I'm so sorry. I'm just like, I acknowledge it. I feel like it's more annoying when you don't acknowledge it. Yeah. Or if you're just like, oh my god, like I'll get to this tomorrow. Like I'll get to this in a few hours. Like once I get home. Like that's better than just like not communicating anything. But I also think like, do your thing. If you gotta do your thing, and just when you're ready, like you have the space to be ready. You know?
Yeah, whenever you have the space to be ready, like respond. There's just not a certain time limit, especially for like the close people in your life. I feel like they should understand.
Yeah, especially
and support ones. That and just with the do not disturb thing. You inspire me. Like I need to do that because I just think that would help me a lot. I'm very present, especially when I'm with people. Like I'm not on my phone. Yeah. Like I don't know if you noticed that, but I'm just very like.
Great. It's nice. It's respectful, and I try to do the same as much as I can. Yeah. Or if I hack my phone, I'm like, wait, I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be a bitch. Like I just need to respond to this. You know. Right. So yeah, it's a thing. I think it's all learning process. How different people have different ways of going about it, which is interesting. Yeah. But that was just like a little moment I wanted to discuss. I thought it was really funny.
I love it.
It's like a full circle moment from like my first episode to now. Like it's just funny that you like acknowledged it. You were the first person to acknowledge it.
Really?
You know what I mean? Yeah.
That's so
funny. It was funny and cute. Okay, we just rambled. I need to know what era you're in.
Okay. So, are you ready for this? I've been preparing for this question because, you know, I'm a supporter, so I know what's coming. Okay. I was like, I'm so prepared.
Let's fucking go.
I didn't want to let you down, so I was like thinking about this for weeks.
You're like what era am I in?
Yo, literally. And then it was like a week and a half ago, and I was just like sitting in bed, and I was like, what the hell is going on in my life? Like, what am I doing? Like, what's my era? Like, it really made me think though. Like, I loved the question, like, what era am I in? And I am in my power era.
Yes. Why did I just get chills?
Right? I have chills. I love that.
As you should be.
Yeah.
As you fucking should. Own your power. Take that shit back.
Exactly.
It's all within you since the beginning. Yeah, it's been within you since you were here. Why not own that shit?
That is crazy so you just said that because I literally, before I came here, I was like listening to meditation, just like ground myself, clear my mind, and it said like everything you have is within you. Yeah. Like. Oh, chills, like your highest self, like everything that you need, the resources, everything, it's within you. Like you just have to call that power and stand on it. And like you're so powerful. Everyone has their own power. Yeah. And so it was nice that I just have chills that you just said that because I literally heard that before coming here.
And it's a real thing. I have to remind myself. I carry stuff that isn't mine to carry, and I'm like, we're not doing that anymore. It's just too much. It's too fuzzy. Yeah. And I'm trying to be in a space where I'm controlling what I can control. Yeah. And that's me. Yeah. I no longer I mean, obviously you have your moments where you like break or where you want to, you know, get a grasp of something. Right. But like I'm really trying to move forward and not feel like I have to control other people's actions, because at the end of the day, they're gonna do what they're gonna do. Yeah. And all you can do is control how you respond to that, how you react to it, how you feel about it, process it, and then on to the fucking next. Okay.
Alyssa and I had a whole podcast before this.
we just went through it. Like I'm a little fuzzy right now because of what we just processed and what we just went through. Literally. Lots of love. We just had some girl talk before that couldn't be on air, unfortunately, because it's a little too close to home.
We gotta do that later.
It's gonna happen later when we're like healed.
But we were talking about like being disappointed in people, because like we're both very like giving people, very caring, you know, good energy, and then when like people don't do the same, like show up the same as you, it's disappointing. You're like, especially because for me it's more like if it's just random, not I don't want to say random people, but people I'm not close to. I mean, like that doesn't affect me as much. But when it's with like my friends, family, close friends, like that's when I really care. I'm just like you know, because you really show up, and so it means a lot when people do the same, and if they don't, it's a disappointment, you know.
My one friend was like, she said something a while ago when we were talking about that, just like you expect a lot, and it's fun to be high maintenance, and it's fun to expect a lot, but it also comes with a lot of disappointment, and that's not fun. But that just makes me believe like that wasn't the one, and whether that's a friend, it's a guy, it's whatever, like it just reminds me like this is a part of the process, and this is part of what you have to go through to know what you really deserve, and then I believe what you deserve will be there for you when you're ready to accept it. Do you know what I mean? Because there are still times that I'm like, no, like, this is what I deserve, and it's not what I deserve. I deserve more. And it's just
limiting
waiting.
yourself.
Yeah, it's just waiting until you fully accept what you deserve, and then it comes to you.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Oh, I love it. I have chills right now.
That was so intense.
This is so intense.
It was like therapy.
Universe.
I needed it.
Literally.
Yeah. One thing I know, literally.
You're my Heather.
No, Dennis.
That's funny.
One thing I wanted to talk about with you is because I know that you are very spiritual.
Yeah.
You are in tune. She is one of the universe. She is one of the angel numbers. Lots of love. We live in that lifestyle, and I think it's not for everyone. I think that believing something is bigger than you is a beautiful thing to give hope. We all have those, whether it's God, whatever you believe in, like it's beautiful to have that. First, it's just like kind of a joke, but I genuinely mean this. I need to know, is Mercury still in retrograde? Because why the fuck do I feel like this? I need a reason.
And Mercury right now.
I need a reason to. I need a reason to know why I feel like this.
First of all, I can't with Mercury retrogrades because I'm a Virgo. So like, Mercury rules Virgo.
Okay.
I don't know if I'm saying that right. So that like really affects me. So Mercury, when something happens, I'm like, it's Mercury retrograde. It's not right now, unless I'm wrong. Excuse. There's an eclipse. That's what it is. Oh.
Wait, what's the eclipse?
Oh, that's the other intense thing. It's just like, no one. Okay, I'm trying to explain this as best I can. Okay, I'm not a professional.
Don't
okay,
come at her,
yeah, don't come at me. Okay, but like with eclipses, I feel like they're very a good time to release things. Oh shit! I just remembered our podcast before this. Sorry. I mean, let me rephrase that.
No, do what you gotta do. Whip it up.
It's true though. Like eclipses are meant for releasing. And
you like twitching.
I'm like
sorry,
Alyssa, I forgot what we were talking about. But yeah, for releasing, bring in for the new energy, kind of stuff like that.
Interesting.
Oh, I forgot the little parts that's about. But yeah,
I'm about to cry.
Literally, like, should we cut this off, Alyssa? We're gonna try it next week. Let's just do a personal podcast.
I love it. I'm here for it.
No, but yeah, eclipses are intense.
That's actually crazy that you said that because I am currently going through like a process of like to let go of something or not to.
We're all looking at each other.
I'm gonna go home.
I can't.
And research the fucking what do you say? The ellipse.
The eclipse. The ellipse.
Like I've never been in like a science class.
Literally.
The eclipse.
Eclipse.
Yeah.
Eclipse.
We will be researching her tonight.
Yes.
We will be
what it is, how to spell it.
Yeah.
Eclipse.
I made a joke earlier to her. I've been in a very hectic mindset the past few weeks. Lots of love.
It's okay, Alyssa.
It's that part of the year.
It's the
when like things are going down, you know? This time of year, like fall comes, people don't know how to fucking act.
Yeah.
It's like triggering. Actually.
It's really triggering.
Quite frankly, it's triggering. I just got a haircut and I just cut 3 inches and I got curtain bangs. I'm like, I'm one mental breakdown away from getting a fucking bob. Like, this is not okay.
She's gonna go bald.
I said, if I get a bob, someone check in on me, okay?
I'm gonna be like, Alyssa, I'm sending you 50 voice memos, okay?
Yeah, are you good?
I'm concerned.
Yeah, so.
It looks really good, though.
Thank you. Yes. Thank you. But that's iconic. Thank you. I didn't know that was the eclipse. So now it's something to blame on.
Well, literally, no, eclipses are so intense. I can't. But it's good though. It's like a good thing. It's just intense energy. It's good for us to like grow in that way. Yeah, you grow when you're uncomfortable. I do believe that. So I believe it's part of the process, and I'm fucking here. What else do you have to bank on? Literally,
the process, right?
Literally, that situation that I told you about the pool.
Yeah,
that happened during Mercury retrograde and
Shut the fuck
up. So that's why I'm triggered right now. I'm like, I don't do this time.
Oh, guys,
I can't.
Another day we'll go in depth.
Yeah.
Again, when we're healed.
Yes, but we love the universe.
We trust.
We
trust in her.
We trust. We surrender. We let go.
The fucking meditations.
I'm literally like trying to ground myself. Like
no, literally. It's okay. We're part of. We're part of something bigger than ourselves. It's gonna be okay.
We're like looking at each other. I'm
like twitching. Like you can't see. If you're listening to something, like literally twitching right now.
I'm shaking.
Like it's gonna be okay, guys. It's okay.
Like, why did I go off on this?
Yeah, I shouldn't have.
Eclipse.
I know. I shouldn't have started with that.
No, it's good to know. It's good to know though. Yeah. And you were talking about believing in something bigger than us and like the universe, being positive. I think it's important to believe in something and believe in yourself as well.
100%.
Because who else is gonna believe in you? If you don't.
Yeah.
So you gotta believe in yourself. I'm really big on manifesting. I don't know if like we're going into that.
Yeah,
if you want to talk about that. But like I've always been like spiritual. I grew up religious, but then once I got like out of high school, you know, becoming my own person, I found like spirituality was just more on like my route and like what made me feel comfortable and happy and this and that. And I just started being like more positive in the way of thinking and manifesting and doing affirmations. Yeah. And honestly, guys, if you don't do that, like you should try it because it literally will change your mindset, even just from going from negative to positive. Like I had something happen to me the other day on Monday that was so stressful, and I was like, you know what? Maybe this is for the best for me. Maybe this is working out because something else is supposed to happen. Yeah. Maybe I'm supposed to grow in this way. Like, I'm like, because I haven't cried in a while. I was literally crying for like 30 minutes. I was so upset. I was just like, why, God? I was like, why universe? Like, why is this happening? Like, this is the last thing I need. It just felt like it tipped me off. Yes. You know what I mean? I'm like, this eclipse, man. No, like, 100%. I am not okay. But at the end of the day, things happen for a reason. Mm-hmm. And you just kind of have to trust and let go of that. And things will work out for the best. And I really believe that. So I've begun, like, manifesting more and like writing affirmations. So every day I personally do that, like in the morning.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, I'm like, not like every day. I'm like, if I open at work, like I don't know if it's gonna happen, but yeah, I try my best. Even if I'm like drinking my coffee, I'm like, let me just write some affirmations. I need to start like my day with positivity and like affirmations and manifesting. Something that I did do in January was I made a vision board. Yes. Yeah. Oh. And so I put like all of just like positive like inspiration on there and like stuff that I want to do, stuff that I want to accomplish, stuff related to like acting as well for me. Something that I did want to share is I put Dream Team Talent on in January.
That's
yeah,
so pure.
Yeah. So I put Dream Team. Your mom actually shared it on Instagram, which was super sweet of her to share. But I put it on my vision board because I just always felt drawn to Dream Team ever since I met your mom. Yeah. And I waited for me because I graduated in 2020 from Columbia during the pandemic. Best time ever. And so once I graduated, I was like, what am I doing? Like, because I just got a degree in acting. Okay. But I've always known, like, this is what I'm going to do. Like, I don't have a plan B. Like, this is what I'm doing. But once the pandemic happened, I was like, whoa, what do I do now? Yeah. Like, for real. Because my parents had both moved out of state separately. Okay. So I'm the only one in Chicago. Like, I have no family here or anything. So I'm like... So once I graduated, I had to move to Indiana for like 2 months to live with my mom, just so I can like catch up on money. I had lost my job and I was getting unemployment from that. So I saved that up. And then I went, I saved up and I went to get an apartment for myself. And I moved back a couple months later to Chicago because I'm like, no, this is my dream. Like, I'm not giving up. I'm going to move back to Chicago, whatever it takes. Yeah. I'm saving this unemployment, racking this shit up. Like, I mean, thank God I had that, or else I don't know what I would have done. Yeah. So, like, I was so grateful for that. And then, so for those 3 years, I was just hustling, just trying to survive on my own. Yeah. Pay all my bills, this and that. And for me, like, I like to show up fully. So I didn't want to apply to an agency until I fully knew that I was like, okay, I can give myself, like, my best self. Because this is, like, what I want to do, you know? So then, so I put Dream Team down in January on my vision board. And then in April, like, all of a sudden, it was the weekend I put down my baby bunny I had for 8 years. She was my whole life. She still is. And that weekend, before I put her down, I woke up and it was like, you need to apply to Dream Team today. And it was so weird. I have like chills right now. I was like, I was like, you need to apply today. And I was like, no, like, I'm literally about to put my bunny down. Like, like, no, I'm not doing, like, no. And it was like, no, like, you need to, like, I just felt this strong feeling. So I applied that Sunday. By Tuesday, they confirmed she had cancer and that I need to put her down.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And then by Thursday, I'm sorry, I'm missing something. I applied on Sunday, I said, right? Yeah. I applied on Sunday. Tuesday, she was confirmed. And then Thursday, right after I made the appointment to put Zoe down the next day.
Which is your bunny?
Yeah, sorry, my bunny. No, you're like, Zoe.
I knew he meant
like this human put the human down. They're like, what the hell? No, sorry, my bunny.
No,
right after I made the appointment, your mom emailed me and she said, I'm interested in signing you, like, you know, and I do auditions and stuff. And then I put Zoe down the next day, and then that Saturday she signed me. And I just, like...
What a crazy week.
Yeah, it just feels like that was meant to... I just had to share that story, sorry, but I just...
Don't be sorry.
It's a special story to me.
Definitely.
Yeah, and it's, like, connected to you, so I just, like, thought and it's, like, manifesting, because I just believe things happen for a reason at the right time, and for so long I wanted to get an agent. I was so frustrated. I'm like, I'm doing these jobs that I mean, like, I love fashion and stuff. That's what I've been in, but it's not what I, like, fulfills my soul. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, I was so frustrated. So then I just felt like I need to apply, and then I got it. And so I shared that story with your mom, and she loved it. She appreciated it. And it just meant the world to me that she signed me. So I'm super grateful. So that's like a huge manifestation story for me, like the biggest one, I'd say.
That's so sweet. Well, thank you for sharing. Of course. And now we're here.
Yeah, now we're here. Like, it's just, it's crazy how things happen. Yeah, it's so full circle. Like, it's kind of trippy. Like, now that you just said that, I'm like, whoa, that's so crazy.
Yeah. No, like, the only way I carry on is with my belief in, like, the universe and, like, what's meant to be mine will be mine.
Yeah.
And, like, that whole experience is, like, insane. Yeah. My favorite quote that got me through everything this past year, especially, is what is yours will not pass you.
Yes. Oh, I'm chill.
Like, that is the best way to put it. If it's meant to be yours, it's not going to leave.
Yeah.
And if it does leave, it might come back, but you can't wait for that. You just got to carry on. And if it comes back, it comes back. If it doesn't, was not meant for you.
Yeah.
And that's just, like, so comforting for me. So I know you agree and you understand that lifestyle.
Yeah. I really believe that, and I believe you shouldn't give up, especially if you feel something really deeply, like, that you feel like your soul needs to do, and especially something that makes your, like, soul happy and you feel fulfilled in, like, you need to do that.
Yeah.
And everything will work out for the best. Like, when you put yourself forward for what, like, makes you happy and what you're meant to do, like, the universe will show up for you.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, especially if you follow your dreams, like, they will show up in what's meant to be. So
yeah. No, I totally agree with that.
So yeah, that's my like best manifestation story to share. It's like making a vision board is nice, seeing that on your wall, because like I wake up and it's like right there. So I think having that also every day, like looking at that, it was like, bitch, you need to like
get it together.
You need to apply. Like, it's like a reminder though, you know, like having that 100%. On.
Yeah, it kind of holds you accountable in like a weird way.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, 100%. I agree.
Well, yeah, because now we're in October and I'm like, fuck.
like, we're here.
Yeah, I'm like, I got some things but it was, I mean, it's a board that I just want to keep up there for probably years, you know, but it's definitely holds you accountable.
Yeah. 100%.
But it's cool to see, like, look back on your vision board and you won't even realize that until you really look at it. You're like, wait, this happened. Even the littlest thing. It doesn't have to be a huge thing, but it could be a little thing and it's there.
And also, sometimes you say one thing and then it happens for you in a different way.
Yeah.
Or like, you might say like, oh, I want to go to California. And then somehow you get booked on a job that takes place in California. Like, you know, like you don't really necessarily expect it to happen in the way that you originally planned for it to happen, but it does in another way. And that's also so beautiful to see that come out and play out for you.
Yeah. And you saying that, it made me think of something else on my vision board. Like, it does happen like that.
Yeah.
You put something there and it might not come out how you thought it would, and then it totally...
It's really cool, it's really beautiful, and it's definitely something to make you believe.
Yeah.
Which is really important, I think, having that faith in some way, or that hope is a big thing for me. It restores a lot of hope for me.
Yeah, because life is hard, guys. We're in eclipse, okay?
Yeah, we're fucking releasing.
We're here, we're releasing together.
Yes, literally.
It's a lot, though, so I think believing in something and being positive and just... when you think of that negative thought, like, replace it with something positive. That's what helps me. So I try to stay like that 100%. For the most part. Yeah.
No, me and you both, girl.
Yeah. Right? I'm like writing my affirmations. I'm like, everything is great. Everything's fine. It's great. Positivity. No, but it kind of makes you laugh though. Like, I was literally having my mental breakdown the other day. I was like upset, and I was like, why is this happening? And I was like, you know what? Everything's great.
Bro, me.
Literally me, yeah.
I don't think I told this story. It might be triggering to some listeners, and lots of love. It's not personal. So I've always grew up with the on to the next lifestyle. Like, my mom, since I was a baby, it's kind of almost too much now, where I do it too much. I need to process some more. Yeah. But she's always like, there's always going to be a next, on to the next. Like, she always said it to me, not in those words exactly, but she would always allude to, like, there's bigger things coming. Yeah. There's new things, there are next things coming. Yeah. And I will never forget when I had gone through when my ex and I had broken up. I was driving home in my car, and I was upset. I was crying. Yeah. And I remember because also when I had like a mental breakdown, when I cry, I thought I'd make it a joke, like, it's funny. That's how I process. It's not necessarily the healthiest thing, but I will like make a joke at me crying, or like I picture a POV of like what I look like crying, and I'm like, bro, you're so fucking cringy.
No,
like,
literally,
it's like, I'm like gaslighting myself when I'm crying, but I'm also allowing myself to cry. You know what I mean? It's a weird experience, but I do it. I think it's how I cope. I cope with sarcasm and laughter. It's my biggest way of coping and my defense mechanism. So no beef, lots of love. It's just how I process things. And I remember I was like driving home. And I remember I was at a red light, and naturally, as one does when they cry, I put the fucking mirror down to see what it looked like. Because I was like, I wanted to
like,
fully experience that moment with myself.
You're like, let's be present.
Let's be present, babe. So I'm at the red light, and I'm obviously crying, and I wipe my tears, and I laughed to myself, and I was like, I'm like, on to the next. And my bitch ass said that shit, like, 10 minutes post breakup of a long ass relationship, and I said on to my whole fucking life, but in that moment it like clicked with me, like that's what is happening. That was a huge transitional period in my life. Not only did I just graduate college a few months prior, I'm officially a free woman. Literally. Like full blown, I am the official writer of my story that I'm choosing for myself. I am back to being the 110% main character, and that shit was so weird for me to feel coming out of a long, very close codependent relationship that was so confusing to me. And it felt so weird. It was so surreal. The first few weeks I was like, wait, I don't have to text or like tell him what I'm doing or like check in. It was weird. It was hard. It was sad at first. A few weeks later, I was like, let's fucking get it. Like I found my power. I got back to that powerful state. And it was just funny because now every time I have a moment where I'm like crying, I'm like, baby girl, there's always a next. That's your fucking brand, bitch. Yeah. Get it together. There will be a next. Literally. Babe. I love that. It's your podcast now. Yeah, now I can't go back. I gotta live this lifestyle. Like, you're like, I'm here. I'm branding. I'm literally living my brand. Literally. Come on to the next. Okay. So that was like a little moment for me that like just reminded me of like what those words mean, what that weird manifestation does for somebody.
Just with you saying that right there, it made me think my aunt told me this last summer. Shout out to Nancy, I love you. She told me the world is your oyster. Yeah. Because I was going through a breakup, and she's like, you know what, the world is your oyster, and this is your time now, and you choose how you want to live it. And I was like, period. I was like, okay, thank you. It's so powerful. Yeah.
And honestly, anytime I go through like a breakup or any type of like, I don't go through them often, God willing.
Like anytime I go through.
No, but when I go through a transitional period, I've always gotten better. Like I've never like fucking flopped. Like God willing, you know. This is like assuming I'm 23. I'm gonna flop. I'm sure one day in life. But I hope I won't. I'm not going to actually. Manifesting good vibes. I'm not going to flop. But I've only learned better. But I've only learned more about myself. Yeah. About people. How people communicate, how people handle situations, how I handle situations, how I communicate, and I'm only doing better, God willing. Yeah. So I almost now am like, okay, if you want to fucking, if this is gonna be done, let's fucking go. Like on to the next honeybee. Like we're gonna be okay. Yeah. And it's just like getting in that space. I'm so young. I have my whole life ahead of me. I have all these dreams and goals and ambitions. Like I'm gonna take that shit and run with it.
Take that shit. Damn, I feel inspired right now.
I know, I'm like preaching right now. I don't know what's going on with me. I'm also sweating.
Literally, I'm like, this is intense. I'm about to go change my whole life.
We are going to get into some of the fun stuff. Yeah. Because we do have to talk about boys.
No comment.
Because we're here. Okay.
Okay. We'll talk about boys.
Okay. As adults, we'll talk about boys. No. Yeah. Okay.
We love them.
I just need to know what are some of your icks. No, first of all, I need to know something. When I had my girl Olivia on, homegirl was talking shit. She was like, I hate rings on men. I hate necklaces on men.
I love Olivia.
She does. I know. I love her. Lots of love. So funny. She's gonna laugh when she listens to this. She knows I'm like I'm being playful.
Literally. She was so funny though. She's like, no, not for me.
I forgot to ask Anna, actually, one of my previous guests. Yes, love her too. I forgot to ask her what her type was in terms of like style and stuff, because I feel like Olivia and I covered that a lot. And so like do you agree? Do you not like the rings? Do you not like the jewelry? Do you not like this like the thrifty style?
No, I do. Yeah, I definitely Olivia, I'd say
coming for you.
Yeah, sorry Olivia. No, I love a statement. Okay. Yes, okay. I love like jewelry, but it has to make sense with the outfit. You know, so I like jewelry. Okay. I don't know if I have like a certain like when you said like a certain type, I was like, ooh, she got to ask me that because I'm like, I don't know.
No, and I just...
Yeah, like, it's just whoever I connect to,
yeah.
for me, like, honestly.
Yeah, I have a vibe I'm drawn towards, but I'm...
Yeah.
If something, you know, if someone makes me laugh, or, like, if I'm intrigued, I'm not gonna be like, no.
Right.
I'm gonna see the vibes.
You said, you're funny. I like that. I love a funny guy. You said that, too. I remember on one of your episodes, like, I have to have a guy to make me laugh. Like, because I'm always, like... so goofy and out there, like, I'm pretty reserved right now, so, like,
yeah,
you know
you're,
what
like,
I mean?
calm.
I'm, like, calm and, like, camera, you know what I mean, but I'm very goofy and, like to make jokes. Yeah. I'm so sarcastic, so I feel like I need that, too, because that's, like, feels like a best friendship to me, you know? 100%.
Yeah. So. Do you look at shoes for guys?
Yeah.
Are shoes a thing for you?
Girl, I know why you asked that.
You're like, call me out next time.
Call me out, Alyssa. No, I told her about this situation. I will bring it up. Yeah, because it's hilarious.
You can take it.
You can take it out.
We texted about it, so I want to hear it in person.
Yes.
You know?
Well, shoes, I do think, for me, because I love shoes. Like, that's my favorite thing. I feel like shoes make an outfit. Yeah. And I'm not saying I'm not a judgmental person at all. But, like, show up as you are. You know, who you are. But, like, I like my man to have a little style, you know? And shoes matter to me, you know. I have like a nice, you know, I don't know how to say it, but pretty much once, I'm not gonna say when it was.
Yeah, whenever.
I went on a date with a guy.
Yeah. In this lifetime.
It's sometime in this lifetime. Yeah. I told Alyssa about it and we were like cringing. But pretty much he was wearing, I mean, he had nice shoes on. He had like Chelsea boots on. And the date we were going to was like kind of like bowling, bocce ball kind of thing. Yeah. You're like, what?
I like forgot the story. Now I'm remembering.
Oh, you're like, what are you talking about?
No, I remember.
No, yes. Okay. It's the cringe.
Yeah, you're good.
So we went to the bowling or bocce ball or whatever, and we're in his car, and he has his Chelsea. I mean, he had like nice shoes on. Like he had nice style. He had really. So I did not expect this. Like he had really nice outfit. Like he showed up. Like. We would talk about fashion and stuff because I love that as well. And then he like pulls out a pair of socks and I'm like, bruh, why you got a pair of socks? And he's like, well, for bowling. And I'm like, well, don't you have socks on already? This dude did not have socks on. And these like leather boots, okay? And mind you, this is like 30, 40 degree weather. Like this isn't summer, this is the winter. Like... So then I was like, yeah, this isn't it. That
is not my husband.
This isn't it. Like, I was just like, no. I couldn't. I couldn't.
Unhinged.
I just couldn't.
If it's not a flop, you should, like a flip-flop, you should not have your dogs in.
No. Literally, especially like in Chicago winter. I just exposed it sometime in this time. But whatever. I mean, I guess, yeah, that would
literally, you have 25 years with the Chicago
literally.
Winter. Okay.
But, sorry to expose you, dude, but you need to wear some socks.
No, that shit, I'm in tears again.
No. I feel bad shit. I don't like to talk about people like that, but it's just a fact.
It's
like
a joke.
It's a joke. Like it's playful. Like, but it's a fact. It's not like I'm making. I mean, it's a fact. He didn't have socks on. Like I can't help that, dude. It was winter, so I called it out. I'm an upfront person. I'm gonna say it in a nice way, but I was just like, why don't you have socks on? And he's like, well, I don't wear socks like below like 40 or like what was it? If it's what am I trying to say? Like if it's a certain temperature. Like, if it's 40 degrees and below, then he'll do it. Or, like, 30 degrees. I think he said 30 degrees and below, he'll wear socks. So, it's, like, by temperature. So, I looked at him and I was like, so if it's 30 degrees, you'll wear socks. But if it's 35 degrees, you won't wear socks. I was like, dude. And then I did end up seeing him a second time. I don't know why. And then, I'm sorry, that came out too bad. But, he took off his shoes and he wasn't wearing socks again. And I was like, yeah, we're done. I was like, I gave him one chance. I was like, no. Yeah. So.
And you saw his full-blown dogs.
Yes.
DAWGS. His dogs. His fucking toes.
I mean, I give him credit. At least he had socks to go bowling. Can you imagine if we pulled up and we went bowling, he didn't have socks? Oh my gosh, I would have left it. I would have been like, I don't know this dude.
If he had to put on a bowling shoe without a sock?
I'm such a germaphobe. Like, anyone in my life knows I'm a very clean person. Yeah. Like, I'm such a germaphobe. That would, like, freak me out. Like, I need my man to be clean. Like,
that is so
clean hygiene.
Fucking funny. Yeah. I would have probably, like how you said right now, I would have bursted out laughing and being like, bro, what are the dogs doing?
Bro, dogs, get your shit out. Like,
tuck them in.
No one wants to see your toes.
It's just like, if you're in a boot.
Like, I'm wearing socks right now.
Yeah,
okay. I have a boot on.
And I'm wearing socks right now. I'm a sock girl though.
Yeah, I like to wear sock. Like, There's been good experiences though, don't worry.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
we're here for it.
That was just one of them that I was like, ooh. You go out and date to see,
100% to see what you're looking for.
Yeah, what's your vibe, But that's just not my vibe.
You never thought.
I'm like, are you cold? Like, it's like 35 degrees out.
You never would have thought. You'd have to, decide you need a man who wears socks and boots.
You really learn stuff when you go on dates. Or you just put yourself out in there in the world. You never would think you would have to...
So fucking funny.
Put people in their place.
Oh my god.
I'm just kidding. But we never even went bowling, actually. I just thought of that. We never went bowling or...
What did you do?
We because there was a bar there too.
Okay.
So we just got food and a drink.
Okay.
We're like, maybe we should do this, and then I don't know. I think the socks threw me off. We just didn't. I'm like, can you just keep your shoes on? It was a weird intro, but yeah. Anyways, eggs. You asked me.
Yeah,
that's an egg.
That's an egg. Okay.
That's egg. No, it's not specific. Kind of I liked what Anna said last week. And I just watched her episode yesterday.
This is gonna be out weeks after Anna.
Oh yeah.
But we're filming
the week after.
So watch my episode with Anna. You'll get what she's talking about.
Yes. You have to watch with Anna. She's amazing.
Episode 13.
Yes. What was I?
About the eggs, how she says she's more of a vibey.
Yeah. I'm like her, intuition to see who I connect with.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, ick wise. I just think if you're an asshole, bye.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Sure.
Is that an ick? I don't know.
Yeah. Girls like that. And you don't. So that's an ick.
Yeah. Girls like that. I don't know. I don't really know what icks would be. I don't know. What I look for in a guy is just to be caring, thoughtful, soft, stuff like that.
Yeah,
funny, best friend, respectful. Yeah. There's a whole list, but we won't go into all that.
Yeah, every guy listening's
they're like, okay, calm down.
Sorry, don't make the cut.
You're like, do I wear socks?
Only cut they make is the
yeah,
socks.
Right? But for me, because I was in the socks. I was in a relationship for 3.5 years, just like you, pretty much the same amount of time.
Yeah.
So before then, and that ended last year in May. And so before then, I was dating around for those years. But then since I broke up with my ex, I really haven't been dating at all. I've just, which I'm proud of myself for, because it's nice to just focus on myself and actually heal, just because I was with him for so long, and I really did love him. And so for me, I just was I need to take a step back and heal myself and process and just take that all in before moving on to the next.
I heard you say it.
I know. I was I didn't mean to say that. Okay. But before we're on to the next, I just need to heal myself. Yeah. And focus on me. I just feel I've been going. And it's nice to just have my own time and not be talking to a guy or anything, and it's to focus on my own stuff. So it's been nice to heal myself in that way and just have my own time and my power era, like I said, just owning my power and knowing my worth and just kind of setting a grounding tone of what my life, what I want it to be. So
100%. Well, I like that there's this everyone, it's beautiful that we are living a time now where women are empowered to be on their own, learn themselves, figure out what they want and what they don't want. And it's not forced to be in a relationship 25-8. I feel even 20-30 years ago, it was wait, you're single, you're 25, you should be in a relationship. You know, and it's really beautiful that we are encouraged to spend that time alone. Yeah. But what's so interesting is now, I feel because we as humans, not even just women, but we as humans, when we like our alone time, it's now you're competing, whatever guy or girl you're going on a date with, they are competing with my alone time as well.
Oof, I love my alone time too much.
Yeah, and it's to what extent are you willing to open up for them? Yeah. Yeah. Well, damn, that was a question I gotta think about. But it's true. And I do believe when you'll know when you have that person, okay, no, I definitely he's the one or she's the one. I wanna put my personal time with and into. Yeah. But it is a thing now where it's fuck, we have too much fun alone now. It's shit. Yeah. Am I gonna be good? Yeah, you know?
What's happening here? And I think for me, just because I was in that long-term relationship, I thought we were gonna be together. Now I'm at a different perspective where I'm if it comes, well, I know it'll come when it's meant to. Yeah. And I'm not really looking for it. I'm just kind of I know my soulmate when I see him,
Yeah.
you know, when I meet him. So I'm just like not really worried about it. I'm happy I'm at that place now because I used to not be years ago.
Yeah, of
that's
course.
Because that's all I really saw myself was like family and being a mom and like getting married and you know, and of course I've always had like, oh, I see myself being this and like my career, but that was more, you know, above it.
Yeah, I mean,
even above me.
And that's so
totally okay.
Normal too, especially for women.
Yeah, and that's totally okay. It's so amazing to be a mom and to have a family. Like that's such an amazing part of life. But I'm glad that I just kind of, for me at this point in my life, took a moment to pause and say, you know what, I actually need time for me right now before I start all that. Because it just depends where you are in life when you start, you know, when you have kids or when you get married. It just depends your journey. But I'm glad I'm like just stopping and being like, you know what, I needed to take care of myself first. I need to figure out what I want to do. I really want to grow more. You know, you're always going to be growing throughout your whole life, but I just want to keep growing and feeling more grounded in my highest self.
Yeah.
And yeah, I just, like we said earlier, it'll come when it's meant to. So yeah.
And I love that for you. It's a fun journey to be
to
be able to watch too.
Yeah.
It's gonna be fun to see how that goes.
Yeah.
I know,
right?
You know, it's scary. Like
it is.
In this decade, so much can happen. You're 25.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm 23. Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like these are like the really prime transitional periods. Like in this decade, I could be married. I could have kids. Like,
my mom and I think your mom too had 25.
Yeah,
yeah. So it's my age, and I'm like, oh my gosh, you can't imagine right now.
My grandma was done with all of her kids by 22, 23.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Like our generation's a lot different. I think.
We're later, for the lack of better words, but we're just more so living life before we settle down, for the lack of better words. Also. It's very crazy. It's very interesting. I think one thing my mom always says is like it's like you have fun in the moment, like let it come when it comes,
be present.
It's hard sometimes, you want to control things and you can't, and so she's just like, girl, like do your thing, and it's gonna come when it's ready. And whatever that is, you know,
like being okay where you are now.
Accepting that, being, you know, present and all that stuff, which is hard, but it's cool to have those reminders and everything. I love it. So many things. I know.
So funny. Boys. I'm proud of
myself.
myself. I talked about boys.
Yeah, I am proud of you. I wasn't gonna fucking probe, but like I needed to laugh.
You're like, I need something.
At the feet.
Yes, you need that. You need something. But I'm to wrap it up in the boy department.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm in a good place right now. I'm open to go on a date if it happens, but I'm happy where I'm at right now.
Good.
I'm just like healing that still and processing and regrouping, focusing on myself for a minute. It's been cool. What more can I do?
Literally.
Yeah, but I do. Over the years, I've really become more independent and like really loving like my alone time. Like it's crazy. Like when you first move out of like living with your family, it's like a weird transition because you're used to living with people like 24/7. And I did move into a dorm with other girls, so it was like, you know, I had roommates for a couple years, so that kind of helped. But for a while, I was just like, whoa, like I'm alone. Like it's so weird out here. You know what I mean? And like being okay with being alone.
Yeah.
Whether that's just like in your own space or in a relationship, whatever that means, like just being okay with being alone. Like I think you should establish that for yourself before like getting into a relationship, or while you're in a relationship, just make sure that you have your own, you know, yourself.
Your foundation.
Yeah, your foundation. Yeah. Like, and that you can be okay with being alone. You got yourself, you know. And I've like over the years, like now, like I love being alone so much, like to like another level. Like I'd rather be home than like going out, and I'm like 25.
Yeah.
But I'm just such a homebody, and I just like I know what I want, and I'll go out, you know. I just went out like this past weekend, like I do like once in a while with my friends. But I just really know what I want, and I focus a lot on work, and I'm just such a homebody, and I just love like my alone time now because I've just really trained myself to like learn to love that. And I think it's really important to like love your own space because it's a good time.
And it is a thing when not everyone can get to that. I definitely wasn't at that space even a year ago. Like,
I mean, it's hard. Time. Yeah, it's hard. I still, I mean, we have our moments.
Yeah.
It's hard.
Yeah. So one thing we talked about before we started filming was that I went so full out in my like villain era, my raw era. I don't know what to call it.
It's a raw.
I don't know what to call it. I'm
it.
like now trying to go back in my like soft girl era.
Oh yeah, we did speak about this.
And that's just fucking hard.
Whew,
like being a girl boss is fucking hard.
Yeah.
Okay? Not to be that's like cringy to say, but like in theory, like I feel like I went from 0 to 100 really quick.
Yeah.
And I love that for me. I love that for her, for past Liz, baby girl Liz. But it's also like I did it to extreme now. I have to reel it back in, and I have to go back to also allowing the soft, feminine energy.
Yes.
I obviously am very feminine. I'm very girly. Like, I've always been a girly girl and a girl's girl. But I feel like I had more masculine, for the lack of better words, traits, especially with dating, especially with men, especially with putting on that front to be like, I'm powerful, I'm the one in charge, I'm the one in this who's going to run this space. And now I'm like, no, you can allow someone else to come in and also give their vibes. Like, I don't need to be the full one. And I know, like, because we are very independent, like, I think that's something really hard to process and to get to that space. But it's also so fun and so beautiful to know that there are so many men out there that really encourage the baddiness in you.
Yeah, I love
as
that.
well. So it's a fun thing to be in. It's nice to vocalize. It's nice to acknowledge it. It's nice to know when you can be your soft girl versus when you have to be, you know, more out there. And I think it's just like a process. And part of that does come with being comfortable on your own. Yeah. It can be intimidating to some people.
Yeah, and I'm very independent as well. Very independent, where I just feel like I can do it. I don't need someone to help me. And I think that's because of things I've gone through over the years, unfortunately, people, especially with men, for me. So I've become very independent, where I got it. I don't need you to do this for me. Yeah. And so I think that's also why I've been taking some time, because I needed to heal that, because I also need to learn or like just grow into being more in my feminine energy. Like, I'm very feminine too, but just what we mean by that is like, oh, I don't know how to explain it. What do we mean by it? Yeah, just like letting, how do you explain like the,
I mean, for me, it's more of like letting people in, being vulnerable. Vulnerable. I feel like I'm vulnerable every week on this podcast, but like it's different than like being vulnerable with like a guy specifically. Yeah, because, and like letting them do things for you, and like being okay with it. Like even like the bare minimum, which we've talked about, we've discussed, like even just the bare minimum, like, oh my gosh, like that's so nice he's doing that. And I have to like remember, I'm like, girl, that's the bare minimum. Like, respect is the bare minimum. Yeah, literally. So, and caring and all that, like, that should just be the bare minimum. The other stuff is just like extra. Yeah, so. And it's been nice. I have had positive guys in this realm that I've been, you know, just as I've been just kind of figuring out everything. I have had positive men who are able to show me like that it's out there, that it's possible, that are also able to allow my space for growth and everything. And it's beautiful to know that it's out there. It's also nice that I have someone that I'm able to also, like, there's a guy that set my standards even higher than what I had, and that's a really beautiful thing, because now I know that that's possible, and that's a new expectation to have. Yeah. And what, you know, whether or not that comes, whatever happens with that, like, it's beautiful that I have that. Yeah. Still, that I have that as like a base, you know. But it's not fucking easy.
It's not. It's like letting those walls down and being open. Yeah. And like letting people do things for you, especially if you're like a very giving person. Like, I'm very giving to, especially the people in my life. I'm very supportive and giving. And sometimes, like, when someone does something for me, I'm like, oh, like, I embrace it. I'm very grateful, but it's almost weird. It feels, you know what I mean? You're just so like, used to giving, and so I'm trying to balance that more too with like the feminine energy and just energy in general. Like, people in your life love you and they want to give you the same back, you know, and like accept it. Like, be open to that. Don't be like you deserve that. Yeah. You know? 100%. Like, embrace it. Yeah. So
I did want to hear, she's obviously in the entertainment industry just like I am. You're a young woman trying to make it out here in a brutal little world. Yes. In a man's world, unfortunately. What are your thoughts? Do you have anything you want to say about the industry that you want people to know, or that you want to discuss with me?
Yeah, I mean, just with my journey, I'm just now like a signed actor since April, and so now I'm in auditions, which I'm so thankful for. And I think sometimes, especially when I didn't have an agent and I was just working these like survival jobs, I call it, I get frustrated. I'm like, I'm not where I'm supposed to be right now. And I'm just like embracing more of like, embrace where you are right now. It's okay where you are, because every moment leads you to the next. It's all experience and everything. And so every audition I take as experience, and it's a positive thing. Like, it's not like, oh, I have to do this audition, like, you know, you don't get paid or anything, you know, like stuff like that. Yeah. Like, I never think of it like that. I'm like, no, this is an amazing opportunity. It's positive. It's experience for me. It's a chance for me to work on my craft and get better. And just to have that excitement of like, hey, I'm doing an audition, you know, be grateful for every little step of the way, because everything connects you. Like, especially the industry, it's such a small world, especially in Chicago. I feel like I have so many connections that are like mutual friends and stuff. I think putting yourself out there is good, connecting with others, just being yourself. For me, like in the acting world, if people are like wanting, like I've had someone ask me recently, like, how do I get started in the acting world and like what you're doing and this and that. For me, like when I first got out of high school, I applied myself to be on the Chicago One shows, like for background, and then Shameless and stuff. Luckily, I booked Shameless before we did that scene. I did season 8, and I was one of Carl's hot tub girls.
Oh,
yeah,
I remember that.
Yeah, I'll have to show you a picture.
Yeah, I would love to.
Yeah, it was. I mean, I'm so grateful for the experience. I got amazing like shots, like multiple scenes shown. Like, and I booked that myself, and I was so proud of myself. Like little Alyssa, you know, following her dreams. I've always been very like, you know, don't give up, believe in yourself. This is your plan A, and people like will question you. They'll be like, oh, well, what's your plan B? Like, especially because like when I went to school for acting, they're like, oh, well, what's your plan B? And I'm like when you say like, oh, I'm going to school for this, I'm not like, oh, well, what's your plan B? You know, that's just so like
I'm going to school for psychology.
It's
like dope. Yeah, that's it. You're so right. The arts is it's really underrated in a weird way, or it's like undermined
because people are confused.
It's hard. It's hard to get into. It's not guaranteed, unfortunately. Like going to be a teacher is almost guaranteed. You know, there's always going to be jobs for that, and that's great. But like it is a thing where it is very unique. Not everyone has maybe the capability of processing what that means fully. But it is a thing that people make and get into every day.
And you just have to you just have to start with a step. And like, so I started with the background. I did Shameless, I did Chicago Fire, Empire. So I kind of got my comfortability with being on sets that way. And so I got my Associates of Fine Arts at a community college to save money before I went to Columbia. So then by then I had the experience. I had taken acting classes. Like I always had done acting, singing, all of it growing up. Like I was in plays, this and that, whatever. But then once I was out of high school, I did the background, and then I went to Columbia. And then I was just, you know, I was in school, so I was so focused on that. But I would say take classes as well. So background work, taking classes, just getting yourself out there, connecting to people, go to events, like even going to the strike, like we connected that way, you know. I didn't think like I was just like, oh, your mom emailed me and it's like, oh, we're going to the strike, and I'm like, okay, I'll go. And like I didn't think I'd, you know, make a friend there, you know. You never know. So I just think saying yes to everything. I think you guys spoke about that too.
We did.
Like just just like showing up, saying yes, and just doing the work and believing in yourself, being positive. The industry is very hard, but like anyone can do it. You really, as long as you're passionate and you love what you do and you show up, like it's gonna happen. Like
100%.
So that's why like I don't have a plan B. Like I know this is gonna happen for me. Like I'm already in it. Like I shouldn't say like I shouldn't say like, oh, I'm not there. Like no, like you should give yourself credit, because a year ago, months ago, I mean, I didn't even have an agent, you know, like this is what I was looking forward to, you know. 100%. So just looking back and remembering those moments, like you wish for this moment before.
Yes, 100%. It's so sweet. It's such a beautiful thing. And I think also at the end of the day, like you said, believe in yourself. It's all you can do.
Don't give up.
And just fucking grind.
Like go.
Just fucking grind.
Like don't let people, even family and friends, like they're so supportive. Everyone supports me in my life. I'm so grateful. But there'll be people that even will just question it a certain way, like, oh, like, you know, have you done anything? Like, what are you gonna do? Like, they just drill you with questions. They just don't understand. Because they don't understand. It's not from a place of, like, judgment or that they don't believe in you. It's just, it is a hard business, so that I don't take offense to that when people ask questions like that. Because people are just curious and they just don't understand, because they're like, how do you even get into that? You know, and like, and your mom and you spoke about like rejection and this and that, like not taking it personally. Like when I sent an audition, I'm like, okay, on to the next.
Literally, me too though. Literally, there's nothing else you can do.
Yeah,
you just reminded me. I do want to give a plug. Alyssa and I co-starred in a little web series called The Dive. It's with a great community that we love working with. We are so lucky to have in our lives. It is called The Dive on YouTube. It's a fun little dive bar. Every episode, it's a little web series, so every episode it's a different little story that happens, and it's always really cool, really fun to watch. It is on YouTube, link in bio as well. Give us a look, give us a watch, give us a like, a share, a comment on The Dive. Support support actors and filmmakers and writers and all the things that happen in this industry.
Oh my gosh, I totally forgot, like we just did The Dive together. Literally, we also were. Well, we were just talking about like you never know when you show up somewhere, like we got like tacos after like the strike, and then we all started talking about like doing something together, and then it happened, and then we all did like an episode, like,
and we had so much fun together. We're gonna all be back together at the Halloween party we have in a few weeks, or next week, which is crazy.
So excited. You just never know when stuff is gonna happen, and I feel like the universe, God, or whatever you believe in, they put you in the right place where you're meant to be and with the right people. Like I have chills, like I genuinely believe I'm like supposed to be here and like be connected with you and dream team and everything. Like it's just crazy, like looking back how it all happens and just remembering like, you know what, I wish for this moment. Let's be grateful, let's be present, enjoy it, because like I'm already thinking of other stuff I want to do, but we have to stop and remember like, hey, like you should be proud of yourself in this moment. Like I'm here, like I'm a signed actor, I'm auditioning, you know, those moments, even just going to classes or just any step, it like counts. So I think sometimes people just look at like the finished product, especially in the industry. They're like, oh, well, what is it gonna be on, what is this, like is it gonna be on TV, and it's like, you know, I just love doing it. Maybe I just want to do something, you know what I mean? Just do stuff that makes you happy.
I actually was in a really bad mood today. I woke up, I was super pissy, everything was bothering me. I literally almost had a tear, like I was so triggered all morning. And I had, it's okay, thank you.
Oh my gosh, I wish I knew I could have said it loud.
No, I feel it, thank you, I do appreciate that. But I was not having a good morning. And then I had a photo shoot that I like was going to. And within 30 minutes, I was like my best self. And I was like, I literally was meant to be in front of a camera. And it sounds so cringy, but I am my happiest when I am with fellow creatives, when I am in front of a camera or behind a camera, and when I am just expressing myself, which is through pictures, through photography, I am the creative director of everything that I do in my life, and I'm so lucky to have that. And even the podcast, it's a one-woman show, and it's my baby, and it's so much fun to be a part of this and to do this for myself, and to also put it out there and to get positive love back. It's a beautiful thing. And I think that like I was in a rut this morning because of other stuff that wasn't industry related, and then I do one thing with people that I know love me and that I love, and that people that are in the industry, and I am back literally better than ever. And it just reminded me of like, it's also the people that you're with that make or break your experience.
I was about to say
you can have the best life, but if you have shitty people that are bringing you down, you will never be fulfilled. You will never be your best self. And I think that's what I learned so much, especially this past year. It's like who you are with. The people who I am meeting today, people who I met this year, know a new version of me that they love and accept and uplift and want to grow with me. And the ones who stuck around that I've known for a long time, iconic humans, lots of love, because they saw the journey and they want to be a part of it still. And it's the people who you're with that make or break your experience. And it's something that you learn. It's great that we know this at this young age, because now we're going to know to fill ourselves with those positive people.
Because it really does change your energy, even if you don't feel good, you don't feel yourself. Like when I told you I had that situation the other day, like that really like stressed me out. Is like financial, and I went to work, and I have a great team there, and they just like totally cheered me up, and I felt myself again. And it's just like you just have to put yourself around the people who raise your vibrations and put you in your best self, and you feel good around them, and being where it makes your soul and like heart happy. Like I'm so happy being here. Like I was so excited today. Like I had a whole like
so cute.
I was like vlogging with you. I was like doing a whole red carpet like preparation almost, like for this. Mask, I had a mask steaming. I was ready.
So pure.
But it's exciting for me. Like I love
and it is for me too.
stuff.
And for you to feel that excitement also for something that's like my project, essentially. You're a part of it, obviously, but like for you to also share that love with me is like so beautiful, and it's something not everyone is able to say they experience. So I do appreciate that. I do want to first ask you, do you have any questions for me before we do our little wrap up? And if you don't, it's okay.
I didn't even think of this question until now, but what has your experience been with therapy, and like how has that changed? Like your life? Like I don't know how to ask. Like I don't know what question to ask even, but how has therapy helped you? Because I think it's such an empowering thing to go to therapy. I personally have only gone like a couple times in life, like a long time ago. So that's something I did want to ask you about, like your experience with therapy and like what you recommend for others and stuff like that.
I would love to share. Thanks for asking.
No,
that's a great question. So first and foremost, I think going to therapy is such a privilege. And I think everyone in the world, I would do anything to give that opportunity to everyone, because it's so healthy and healing for everyone, and it just, it's really a great way to process things. I think there'd be a lot less hate in the world if we all went and understood ourselves and how we work, and then how others work as well.
That's someone to talk to.
Yeah. And so I started therapy actually my freshman year of college. I didn't stay in it for long. I did it for about a semester at my school because it was offered there. It was free. I took advantage of that, and I did it for when the time was right. COVID hit. We wrapped up our sessions virtually, and then COVID hit. I didn't really feel like I needed it, so I didn't go for about a year and a half. And then I started back up my senior year of college, so like 2021 I started back up, and I went somewhere different. I went somewhere that was off campus. I found the most iconic woman who literally changed my life. She's a household name, like lots of love. I'm not gonna expose her name because I don't know what she wants in terms of that. But
shout out to her though.
Yeah, one day I would love for her to be on, even if it's like anonymous, because she's literally changed the game for me. She knew me and met me in my relationship. She met me when I was in college still, and it's been over a year with her, and she's just seen the journey, and it just makes such a difference. The biggest thing for me, I am lucky enough to not struggle immensely with like true daunting mental illness. Like I'm very lucky to have to feel pretty grounded and stable day to day. But I do think that no matter what, every person, if you're able to, go see someone, because you don't realize a lot of my patterns and things that I do are patterns because of things I've experienced in the past. And the biggest thing I discussed to you earlier is I'm trying to learn how to be more vulnerable, and how to be more vulnerable specifically with men, even if that means they let me down. I still want to know I did my part, and it's hard. It's fucking hard. It's exposing. It's cringy. I hate it, and it's a fucking thing. But I know if I want to be in a healthy relationship one day and have a healthy, happy marriage and a healthy, happy household when I have my kids, like I need to start within myself before anything else. And at the end of the day, I've grown so much as a person. I've learned how other people grew with me and without me. I've also learned patterns and how I communicate and what I do best in certain states. And at the end of the day, the biggest thing I am at right now is I am the best version of myself I've ever been. I know I'm gonna get better, again, God willing, and with the help, at the end of the day, I am putting love, energy, time, and money into myself, into becoming my best version of myself. So now if I'm meeting someone, especially if it's a guy and I'm trying to bring them in my life, they gotta match up to that. They gotta level up. Like I can't be with someone who's a hot mess, doesn't know what, like, it's one thing to not know what you want or to have certain, things you want to work through, but like if you are clearly not doing well and you're not seeking that help, or if you're blaming past things on why you are how you are, or why you act out in a negative way, I can't help. I'm no longer gonna be there to like baby you. You're an adult. We're adults. We know how we feel. We know how we react to things. And I learned that in therapy. Like I'm helping myself. So why would I go 5 steps forwards, 4 steps backwards just to help you when you aren't doing anything to help yourself on your own?
I feel like I'm in therapy.
Sorry.
No, that was good though. I needed to hear that.
Okay. Thank you. I hope that helps in some way. That was the biggest thing I learned is like I'm bettering myself. I can't have people, especially a guy that I'm going to bring into my world, put me down again. Like I can't do that to myself. I've done it before. I'm not doing it again. And it's no beef. We're all on our own journeys. I don't take it personal. I don't think I'm the problem. I think that we individually might have our own things going on, whatever it is. I could be the problem in someone else's story, and that's fine. Do what you gotta do. Make me whoever you want me to be in your story. But I know for myself, I'm doing my best, and I'm putting my all in it. And that's in any relationship that I have in my life, and with myself as well. And that's how I sleep at night, is knowing I'm doing my part. And when I don't do my part, I know how and why and where and when to do better. And that's the whole thing. And it's a lot. I recommend it for everyone. I could do a full episode on therapy one day if I also get more questions and thoughts about that, but...
Yeah, you should.
It's a fucking journey, dude.
It is. I'm proud of you, though, for doing that, because that's very hard to, like, go and talk, because for me, for therapy, I'm like, I don't want to tell someone my business.
Yeah, it's vulnerable.
I mean, it's very vulnerable, and, like, you have to talk about, like, super deep stuff, and, like, I mean, and that's good for you, though. It's good for you to grow that way and, like, talk to someone about that, because... I mean, you were telling me stuff that she was saying, and I was like, wow, like, that's an amazing perspective. It's, like, nice to have that healthy outside perspective.
Yes. That's a big reason why I went, was because she was unbiased. Well, she wanted the best for me. She also was able to understand other POVs and why someone might have done something that I maybe wouldn't have.
Yeah.
And I do my best. It's hard, but I do my best to try to not be biased when I'm telling those stories. I do try to, I think I'm very well at reading energy, so I do try to express, like, I think that they were upset at me, or I think that I fucked up when I said this. Like, I do try to own up to that, because I think also owning up to your own shit and to your faults is also a big make or break in a relationship. Yeah. And no matter who it is, friendship, relationship, romantic, whatever. So yeah, it's a thing. And at the end of the day, having another POV and having a sounding board is great. If you don't have therapy, if you aren't able to afford one, if you don't have access to one, I recommend journaling or recording yourself, listening to your story when you're done and being like, holy shit, bitch, let's regroup.
Wow, I didn't even think of that.
For me, I started off, whenever I would be sad or something, I'm a big writer, so I write my feelings down. And I write the date of my feeling. And if it's about something specific, I'll put who it's about, just for me. Yeah. And then in a few weeks, a few months, I'll look at it and be like, bro, he did that to you? And you cared that much? Like, you gave someone that power?
To, like, look back on that, too.
And it's not even just for boys, it's for anyone. I'm like, you gave someone that power, girl? Like, that's not you.
Power era, come on.
Yeah, like, what the fuck, bitch? Like, that's not how we operate. We do our own shit. And you own your own power. And I think that was when I also was like, wow, like, it's so great. People journaling is just so iconic for everyone. It's a free therapy.
Yeah, like, no one sees it
too, and be honest. Let your shit out there.
Yeah, let it out.
Let it out. Throw it away. Do what you gotta do. Hide it. Whatever you gotta do to help yourself.
Yeah, no, thanks for saying that, because I've been seeing signs of that I need to journal, because I told you I like to write affirmations and manifestations daily, but I've seen lately a few of my friends, like, on Instagram share, like, oh, I'm writing out my feelings. Like, one of my friends, she wrote what did it say? It was at the top of her page, like, what I want to let go to God.
That's great.
Oh, chills. But I love that. And just fully letting your feelings out and writing that out. Because for me, I'm always, like, processing things in my mind. I'm like, give yourself a break, girl. Like, relax. But I think fully getting that out and letting it out, it fully, like, releases it. Yeah. So you just inspired me. I think I'm gonna be a big girl and start, like, writing in a journal.
Let me know. It's vulnerable. It's uncomfortable. I feel cringy at times.
Yeah. So, like, what am I writing?
Yeah, I'm like, ew, you're so fucking
dramatic. And I'm like, no, literally, that would be me. And I'm like, are we writing in third person?
No, literally.
And I'm like, and then when I've tried writing, I'm like trying to write, like, a certain way, like I'm writing a book, and I'm like, bitch, no one's looking at this. Like, this does not have to be perfect. Like, just write your feelings out. I'm such a perfectionist.
Yeah,
like,
that's also another thing, is letting go.
Yeah,
and it's fun buying a little notebook for you. It's cute.
Yeah,
it's like
I love that moment.
Buy a pen and a notebook. It's like you're back to school shopping.
No, I love back to. It feels like back to school shopping, because it inspires you when you get, like, that new notebook.
Fresh moment for you. Yeah. 100%. Yeah.
I love
so much. You will definitely be back, baby girl. I appreciate you being here.
It was so fun.
I also learned a lot today. The eclipse, I'm still fucked up from that, so thanks for
We're all fucked up, okay?
Yeah.
We'll get through it together, though.
Yes.
We're releasing. We're okay.
And we're allowing new things.
Yes, we love it.
On to the next.
Yeah.
Okay.
But thank you so much, like, for having me. I'm so happy. You know how excited I was.
I know,
with all the voice memos and the preparation. I literally did, like, vocal warm-ups.
You were, like, even more prepared than I am. I so appreciate it, dude.
I'm so extra, but I was so happy to be here. So thanks for having me on, and it was a lot of fun.
Of course.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Do you want to plug yourself? Your Instagrams, all the things? Get some love on Instagram?
Yeah. Well, my name's Alyssa Taylor. My Instagram's AlyssaBTaylor _ AlyssaBTaylor.com for my website.
Period. Not the website.
I made a website. What up?
Yeah.
Just start a website, and it doesn't have to be much, but just it's nice to have, like, your work there, just whoever. But it's pretty much just that, Alyssa Taylor. Instagram and website.
You'll find her on my page. I'll tag you, of course.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, thanks so much. I appreciate it.
We did it.
We did it. It was so fun.
I know. Seriously, thank you for being here. I was thinking, like, I'm almost at, like, 3 months of this.
It's crazy.
And I'm weekly fucking generating shit. And
Literally.
It's so much fun. So thank you for allowing me to have this space. You know the drill. Lots of love. Link in bio. All the things. And I will see you when we are on to the next episode next week.
On to the next.
Bye.
Bye.